Alright, so it's been a few years since I've done the how to remove water from your gas tank videos, and we've got a new one. So I dug out of the back of the shop the old experiment that I did years ago. Still has the 91% alcohol in it. It's got the heat, got some heat with the antifreeze heat in there. So the red one and the yellow one of the heat. This one says rubbing alcohol on it. And then this one says Aquanon, and this is just some old heat. So I've got two jars that I'm going to reuse, which would be these two right here, and actually we got three. We're going to reuse these right here. That is the old original experiment. Alcohol, heat, and then this was actually part of a product I was getting ready to show you guys, but they have changed names, and I'm going to show that one to you too. So let's get started. Alright, so in the other video, I got a lot of comments. Everyone was like, well, you know, try K100. So we've got some K100 right here. Okay, so we're going to do that one with, we're going to reuse this jar right here. This is a new product. I've heard a lot of good about it, so we're going to try this one. And this is what used to be called Aquanon, is now called FX2. So, and we're going to use that jar for that one. So we're going to go ahead and kind of repeat the experiment we did years ago. We don't have to redo the seafoam one. I've got that, so I'm going to put a little clip in there. Show seafoam is junk for removing water. It does zero. We got the heat and we got the alcohol. We still got those experiments. So, and we're going to kind of mix up some of the old video with the new video. And let's try these new products. Alright, so we're going to recreate the experiment like we did 10 years ago. Each one of these jars has a little line on the bottom. The middle section is going to be gas, and the little top section is going to be the product to see if it removes water. So let's go ahead and fill these up with water. Right to the line. Alright. So next up, we're going to go ahead and do the gas. Right to the line. And as you can see, the water goes right back to the bottom as soon as the gas stops mixing with it. Alright. And we're going to make this experiment even better so you can see the full results with some food coloring, just like we did in the original experiment. Alright, let's add the food coloring. Alright, last time we used green. How about this time we try a little bit of blue? Alright, couple drops, couple drops, couple drops. Alright. Just lightly stir it, or spin it, I should say. A little shake. Woo. Seals are very old. Now these cans are that old. To be honest with you, I was surprised I found them in the shop still. What that'll do, since it's all mixed up with the water, it shows us the true, shape of the product and what it can do. Alright, so as you see, they're pretty good, or thoroughly mixed up. Alright, here's a nice little close-up. As you can see, everything is mixed pretty good. Gas is clearly in the center, so let's go ahead and start adding some products in there. Let's see what we got. Alright, first up, K100. several comments, people saying try some K100. Okay, so we're going to try some K100. About halfway up on the marks. Good to go. FX2. Let's go ahead and try that. Now, I'm not sponsored by any of these products. I've gone out and gotten these myself. Alright. About halfway up. I'm going to go halfway up on this. A little bit less than halfway. I did kind of knock out a little bit of the gas. So just a tad. Alright. And now, the new product. I think this is going to do really good. Just a tad up. Alright. So it's ethanol shield, FX2 on this one, and K100 on the other one. Alright. Let's see what we got. Now this is the FX2. Now, if you noticed, when I poured this one in, I noticed a clear difference almost immediately. Okay? Because it seemed like the blue just kind of went straight up a little bit. Alright, let's wipe this off. Alright, let's try the ethanol shield. Well, it's definitely changed color. It's got more of a green look to it now. Let's wipe this one off. And let's get down here to the K100. Let's get the lids back on them. And we're going to let them settle a little bit. We pretty much know which one's what. This one is the K100, and I can see it separating already. So the gas is coming up top, and it looks like everything's going to the bottom. This one's got a little bit of green tint to it, and ethanol shield. I still see a bunch of blue down here. It kind of looks like it's separating. The FX2, shockingly, so far, is still fully blue. Wow. K100, I see it completely separating. So, yeah. Now this is, you have a small engine, or your boat, or in your car, or on your diesel truck. You know, getting water out of the product, or your vehicle, or your, lawnmower, or your, piece of equipment. It's pretty important. So you want to know which one works and which one don't. And now ethanol shield might be a little bit better on like something small, but if you have a small piece of like equipment, lawnmower, pressure washer, something like that, you can pretty much dump the fuel out and kind of cycle it through and get some fresh fuel in it. Boat's a little bit harder, diesel truck's a little bit harder, and diesel equipment, tractors and things like that, trackhoes, bulldozers, a little bit harder to change all that out. So you want a product that really works pretty good. So I kind of had high hopes on the ethanol shield. And this one right here, I can clearly see a water line. That's why we put the food coloring in, so you can clearly see. And if you look, there is a water line down there. already. So I'm kind of surprised. This right here, actually I spent, I think it was like $20 for 2 of these. I was like, oh yeah, we'll put this in there to get rid of it. Alright. And this one right here, I cannot decipher the fuel from the water from the product at all. The other two, you can literally clearly see a change. I'm kind of, wow. Now, this used to be called Aquanon. And let me tell you something. This product is at least 7 years old. The man that came up with Aquanon in FX2, he just changed names, but I used this product, this probably 7 years ago. It's been sitting for 7 years, and you cannot see any distinction between the water, the gas, or the product. It's been sitting in the back of the shop for all those years. And that was a video I was going to do. I didn't quite get it done. I just happened to pull this out of the back of the shop, and yeah, 7 years sitting there, completely mixed up, never separated. Look familiar? Ethanol shield, full separation. K100, full separation. Alright, we're going to let them sit for a while and we'll come back. So there might be a part 2 of this, kind of explaining the science behind the Aquanon FX2 product, between the ethanol shield and the K100. So like I said, we've already done the other products, the heat, why it works, why it don't work. We've done the isopropyl alcohol, so you know, why it works, why it don't work, and also the junk product of removing water from your fuel. This is a 0 on this one. It's actually like a negative because it costs you money to waste waste of your time. So yeah, I'd put a negative number on this one for removing water. So anyways, we're going to wait a little bit, let these kind of sit here and just kind of see. I mean, there is still a change in color up here, but it really just did not do what I expected it to do, and this one's just completely separating. Alright, we'll let them sit for about an hour and we'll come back. Alright, so this has broken it down so good you can almost see letters through the glass and read off the back of the little container. The ethanol shield, it looks like the line is nearly identical, although it did change the color of the gas. So that's kind of funny. And somehow or another on the K100, it has raised up the water level. Yeah, go figure on that one. So, and then of course the 7-year-old experiment is the same way. You can literally see right through it. It's nice. Alright. So tomorrow, actually, we're going to be coming back to this experiment, and we're going to go ahead and run it through a little generator, and we're going to shake it up some more and just see if anything, you know, is different.